Hi, and welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. Today's episode is getting back into Magic. I took a break for about 3 or 4 months while I was on vacation, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to show new players what to expect when they first get into the game. So on Friday night, I went to a draft, and we were drafting M19, and the first card out of the pack. Get that in focus. As you can see, was Liliana Untouched by Death. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Target -2. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of zombies you control. And her ultimate at -3 is you may cast a zombie card from your graveyard this turn. For those of you who are new to Magic, these are Planeswalkers. So up here on the right, top right, is the casting cost. It will cost 2 swamps and 2 mana of any color or colorless mana. When you cast her, if she resolves, you start off with 4 loyalty counters, and then you can do one of the following abilities. So right off the bat, you could even do the -3 if you felt like it, -2, or you can do the +1 to raise up her loyalty. So that was what I picked off my first pack. I went with a black-blue deck, and I was trying to draft zombies, but I couldn't get enough. So for people who are new and you're first getting into drafting, sometimes it's better to take a mythic, even if it's not in your colors, because as being a new player, you're going to want to start grabbing cards to help you build different decks. So I picked up this Angel, and even though it didn't help me in this deck, I figure I might be able to do something with it later on. So when I first started playing, a rule of thumb was if I saw a Planeswalker, I always grabbed it even if it wasn't my colors, just for what they call value. The other thing was I usually grabbed mythics that were casting cost 4 or under. That way, if I didn't know what the true value of cards were, the odds of me missing a good card that was of high value was about 50-50. You know, when you're new and you're drafting, the odds are you're going to miss a card, and you're going to know because the person next to you is going to start laughing and say, "I can't believe you passed me this." It happened to me. It usually happens to most players when they start. One way you can not have that happen to you is by going on different sites that show the price of the current, what the cards are selling for, whether you go to like TCG Player or any other site that you want to go to, and you hit the high to low, and it pulls up all the cards of this certain set. So in this case, it'd be M19. And you can take a quick look at the first 5, 6, or 7 of the most expensive cards. So that way, if you see that card when you first open up your pack, you'll be able to pick that. Pack 3 was a Sigil Sword of Valorin. Sorry, I have problems pronouncing some of these cards. So it's an equipment that equipped creature gets +2/+0, has vigilance, and is a knight in addition to its other types. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance that's attacking equipped 3. So I did end up using this in my deck, and I went 0-3, which was really bad. But I was also able to get a pack for playing. Usually when you draft most places, even if you come in dead last like I did, you get at least one pack. And in this case, I got Vivian's Invocation. Now, I don't know if this is playable or how playable of this is in Standard, but it looks like it could be an okay EDH card. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them on the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any random order. When a creature is put on the battlefield this way, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So in this case, if you were to play your Angel, and these numbers down here are power and toughness. So when this would hit the field, you would do 3 damage to target creature. So it's a pretty good card, depending on what you want to do with it. And then a rare that was passed to me that nobody was picking up, and there was no really good choices for me to pick up in the 2 colors I was in, because I was in black and blue. I picked this up because I do have a nice EDH deck where this win condition is very possible for me. So I thought I'd try it and put it in the deck and see what happens. So, like I said, when you're starting out in Magic, you can either go one or 2 ways. You can either buy yourself a deck builder's toolkit, which I have right here, I'm about to open, or you can buy a pre-made deck. Now, depending on your style of play, if you want to make your deck from scratch, this is the best way to go, along with playing in a draft. And it's a fun format, usually costs about $12 to $15, depending on where you're at. And you have a night of entertainment, and you get to meet some people, and you get cards that you can either keep. You get cards that you can add to your trade binder or put into a deck that you're building. So let's start and see what this has in it. So I'll just leave that there for the background. And you get a deck builder's guide. That's new, I haven't seen this before. So it lets you know what comes inside of it. You get 125 cards. You get 4 15-card booster packs, which if you draft, you get those. You get 100 basic land types and 20 of each colors. And you get a reusable card storage box. It tells you the building a deck, the basics. So your deck must have 60 cards, and you can choose 1, 2 colors to build with at first, which is a good recommendation. You can play up to 4 copies of any card except basic lands. You can play as many of those as you want. A typical deck will have between 24 and 25 lands, 17 to 22 creatures, and 13 to 18 other spells, which are enchantments, artifacts, instants, and sorceries. And it says sorting your cards by colors and types will make it easier to build a deck. Then it gives you like a little breakdown of the colors. Red. Yeah, so you can see that. And then they show 2 examples of if you have a creature or a damage spell. The next is, let that get in focus, is green. And green is known for creatures and what they refer to as ramp. So either your creature is going to give you mana, which you use to cast spells, which can be creatures, enchantments, artifacts, sorceries, instants. And, they give you little tips right here. The next is building around strategy, and they give you a good example of Druid of the Horns. Whenever you cast an aura spell that targets Druid of the Horns. Create a 3/3 green beast creature token. And right there, this is the next spell is an enchantment. So they're saying after you cast Druids of the Horn, during your next opportunity to cast a spell, it could be on the same turn or it could be the following turn. If you enchant a creature, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. So once you cast this on Druids of the Horn, you usually have 2, 3, maybe you might have 4 forests. This 2/3 will now become a 6/7, and then you will also create a 3/3 beast token. Let that get in focus. Okay, they give another combo right here. I'm not going to read through it, but I will give it a chance to hopefully focus. And we'll give you a chance to read that. This is new. I haven't seen this before. It's been a while since I bought one of these boxes. They talk about the mana curve. And the mana curve is how many spells you should have that are 1 cost. They are recommending 0 to 4, 2 costs, 8 to 12, 3 costs, 10 to 14, 4 costs, 6 to 8, 5 costs, 2 to 4, and 6 costs are usually referred to as your bombs or your closers, 1 to 2. And the goal, they talk about the goal of the mana curve is to ensure that you have good plays. And play and refine your deck. I'll let that be there for a second for those of you who want to read this. I think this is a really good product for brand new players who just want to have an opportunity to build a deck straight out of the box. And as you draft, you can get more cards, or you could buy a booster box. But usually people buy like 3 or 4 packs a week, depending on your budget. And they have a quick reference tip, which is nice. And then they end it with expanding your collection, talking about you should buy booster packs. So I'll put that to the side. And here's their carrying box. Inside the box, you'll get 4 packs. So here's Ixalan, which will be opening up soon. Rivals of Ixalan. A pack of Dominaria. And a Core 19. Put that to the side. And then you get 4 packs. So I'll open up the first one. And I want to do this series where I'm taking all the cards that I'm getting at the beginning and just starting over from scratch so people can get an idea of what to expect. So I'm going to start building a Liliana deck, and I will be purchasing a Liliana starter for next week. And I'm going to keep everything within a $30 budget per week to show you how to grow a collection fast. Well, I'm not going to go through all these cards. I am going to look to see if there's any good rares. And then we'll focus in on it. Right now, now the majority are common and uncommons. And here's your first group of lands. As you can see, these are swamps, and they're referred to as mana. And you use mana to cast spells. And they give you some more cards, more land. See if you get what kind of rares you get out of here. That's what I'm more interested in. See if you even get any. You should, I think, but we'll find out. I've been a casual player, been playing on and off, and when I take breaks, when I've taken breaks before, it's been, some cases like 7 or 8 years. But it's usually like a year or two. I come back and forth, come back to this game. It's a really fun game. I've met some really good people. And I will be traveling to tournaments when I get a chance in GTs. Again, right now I know I'm just going through this fast, but these are just commons and uncommons. I'm just looking to see if they give you any rares, what kind of rares they give you. I just wanted to make sure nothing was in there. Okay. I think that's just in that one pack. So for the moment, it looks like I'm going to attempt to build a deck around this Planeswalker Liliana, Untouched by Death. I really like the art on this. That looks cool. So I don't know if these deck builder toolkits, they all give you the same rares. If anybody wants to leave in the comments that they got a different rare, that would be helpful to new players. But first up is a Shivan Dragon, Sarah's Guardian, Riddle Sphinxmaster, a Gravewalker, Aggressive Mammoth, and I know I'm just kind of going through these fast, and you get lands. Oh wow! I guess you don't get a counter dice, which spin down dice, which usually you start the game off with 20 life. And the dice helps you count down your life, and they didn't give you one. I guess they should add that in. So we are going to start off with a Core 19. And when you're opening these packs for a new player, you kind of want to be careful because you can bend them. And if you have a really valuable card that you want to trade or maybe sell, you'll lose value on. So, make sure I get this more in focus. And just cut through the commons. Alright, there we go. Siegebreaker Giant and Sarkhan's Unsealing. Not impressive. And you get a Tezzeret emblem, so that's cool. Next up is Dominaria. So we'll cut through the chase. Looks like I have a foil already. Tomb. So Black Blade Reforged. The card's okay, unless you're playing like legendaries. You could use an EDH. And it looks like with some of the other cards I also have an option of making a Knights deck, which who knows, maybe I'll make a black-white zombie Knight deck. Who knows how creative you want to get. And they gave you an extra card, or an extra uncommon. Alright. Rivals of Ixalan. Wow, we're at 20 minutes. This video is a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. So we'll just get through that. And I know for new players, this is going to be a lot of text, and you're trying to figure out how these cards work. Oh, that's nice. If you were making a Merfolk deck. And there are so many different creature types. And web YouTube channels that I like to watch are Tolarian's Community College is a good one for new people. And also MTG Goldfish, which is great. Where they have a lot of decks called budget magic decks, which are great for new players. And they just give you really good deck ideas. And you can also see how the decks are being played. This is actually a pretty good card in Standard that I remember for a moment. So, I don't know if it still see play, but I know it did at one point. Maybe I'll make a pirate deck. I don't know, see what I have with everything. And then I will show you the deck I make. Alright, the deck I made, and then next week I will actually go play in a Standard event, even though my deck will not be good. But, you know, it's just the experience of playing and just having fun. You know, that's what Magic's really about. It's just sitting down, meeting people, and just playing a card game that you enjoy playing. Right now it's better focus. Sky Menace. There we go. Dire Fleet Captain. And the last rare is Repeating Barrage. So, that will wrap up this video. For new players, like I said, this is going to be an ongoing series that I want to do, just to show people what to expect when they start playing the game. If you're new, you're going to get beat a lot, but it's just to have fun and start collecting cards, and you're going to talk to players, and they're going to pass on their experience. And I hope you take up this game, because it really is fun to play. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. And I hope you enjoyed this content. Hit the like button, and I will catch you later.